PM, I'm going to switch tacks to a different agenda. You know, they talk about change. As I'm the change. One of the biggest changes, obviously, is societal change. The way societies operate, people interconnect, and therefore, fundamental change in the nature of politics as well. You know, in the world of social media, internet, absence of, when knowledge is no longer at a premium, how do you lead a country? And in your own experience, you've been Prime Minister 10 years, what is the evolution or change you have to go through when you think about your job?
Well, for a start, I now have a Facebook account.
I have another question.
10 years ago, Facebook did not even exist.
Right.
So I would say in a fundamental way, politics has not changed. It's about power, and it's about how you do things for the people. It is always about power, and it should always be how you do things for the people. That sometimes is, sometimes is not. But how it's conducted has changed. Knowledge is not free. Yes, it's more readily available, but so is disinformation, so is misinformation, so is misunderstanding. And if you look at what has happened worldwide, the internet has not caused a great convergence on universal truths. Far from it. It's led to divisions and all kinds of different ideas being able to take root and germinate, which are completely contradictory to one another, and groups which are completely antipathetic to each other. And we have to make sure that with the internet, with the social media, we don't get seduced by the delusion that we know everything, that what we know is the truth, and we are the sole possessors, and therefore we will fight it out to the end. Because that way you fracture the society, and you are actually less able to form a consensus and move forward together. And I think you will do worse. It's such a dramatic change over 10 years, or probably even less, that I think human societies are still adjusting to that. My personal view is that human societies were not designed with the internet age in mind. No, I mean that in a serious sense, in the sense that the way it has always worked, you have lags, information disseminates over a period of time, you have time to think it over, sink in, discuss it, understand it, and gradually form what we hope is a wise consensus. But today, all that is telescope, and splash goes out tonight, and tomorrow morning everybody knows the answer, which may be the wrong answer. And in fact, far from having a faster circuit, you have a short circuit, collectively. And that is a real problem which I don't think people have found solutions to. You look at the way things happen, well, in Singapore sometimes you have a case. Somebody says something outrageous, tomorrow everybody knows about it, and everybody expresses great outrage, and we spend a long time calming ourselves down. Yes, it was an outrageous statement, but do we need to get worked up every time it happens? How do we prevent ourselves from getting worked up every time that happens? That's not so easy. And you see it happen in the US, where some wrong report comes out on some news media, it gets picked up, and everybody gets agitated, and then the next morning you find the report was not quite correct, damage is done. I think it makes your margin of stability much narrower, and you have to be able to navigate that, and I think you're going to have more bumps and spills along the way. It's inevitable.